What up, crew? It's Matthew here. I wanted to hop in and go over my deck list for the Burst Protocol sneak peek event that happened at my locals this past weekend. I got first place playing K9 Crystron. I went undefeated in 5 rounds of Swiss. Pretty cool. Got the nice mat to prove it. I've been playing Crestron since the support came out in Supreme Darkness last year. One of my favorite decks for sure, even though it's turned into more of a K9 deck now. Uh, I was a little bit worried about it after this most recent ban list came out. The new ban list was applied at the sneak peek event. But honestly, the deck still feels really consistent, really powerful. Getting inclusion back to 3 helps a lot, and the K9 cards are just great. My matchups, I faced Heroes, then I went up against Radiant Typhoon, and then Magistus branded Dracotail, which is pretty scary. That was a tough matchup. Then I went up against, it was like a yummy Fiendsmith Horus pile, which was pretty interesting. And then my last round was against Pure Mitsurugi. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. Standard stuff. First, 3 Noroi, best normal summon in the deck. If this doesn't get ashed when you summon it, you kind of just win the game. Love this card. I thought about cutting it after the ban list came out just to kind of cut down on normal summons, but that's a big mistake. This card is crazy, and it just enables combos. 3 Azuna, of course. She acts as an extender and a hand trap. She's amazing. One of my favorite cards to come out in the past year. Yeah, what can I say? She's great. 2 Lantern. Since we only have 1 Jokel now, we have to make up for it by adding more K9 cards plus chaotic elements. So you have to play 2 Lantern now to go full combo off of K9 Noroi. I was a little worried about it at first, and sometimes you would open it when you didn't want to, but if you have this plus another level 5, it's full combo. If you go first to just like normal summon it, search case, and then case search Jokel, and then pop off. Yeah, it's a great card. I didn't feel too bad playing 2 copies, so. And of course, the 1 Jokel, we would play more if we could, but we can't now. It's broken. It just says win the game when you reveal another level 5, and it resolves basically. Yeah, great card. And then of course the mandatory 1 Lupus. Gotta play it. I actually didn't really draw it when I didn't want to see it, so that was nice. Then for the Crystron monsters, we got 3 Sulfador. This plus Jokel is just like Exodia. It's crazy. Let's see. The 1 Sulfefnir, I've gone back between 1 and 2, but I figured that most of the time I don't really want to see it in my hand. I'd rather just dump it off of Sulfador or search it off of Inclusion. So 1 is great. The mandatory 1 Smiger, of course. 1 Tristaros. This card's broken. It's been broken ever since it came out. It just, sometimes it'll just be your inboard piece if you get interrupted a lot, and it's honestly not bad. And then the honorary Crestron card, Scrap Recycler. This is the bridge between Crestron and K9 and vice versa. Yeah, you need it. So I was playing Spell Canceller. I'd gone back and forth between playing this and not playing this, and I've gone to locals where it was in my deck list and where it wasn't. I'm really glad I played it, honestly, this past weekend. It's just, against Radiant Typhoon, they're only out to it as if they summon Typhon, but usually if you have Spell Canceller on the field, you're also going to have the Crestron Cluster Trap card on the field, so if they summon Typhon on res, you pop it, and then they can't push through. Next, 3 chaotic elements. Gotta play 3 if you want to get to your chokehold. Yeah, it's just mandatory. It kind of sucks if it gets negated because it doesn't say you can only activate it once per turn. It says you can only use each effect once per turn. So that kind of blows, but I mean, it's a great card otherwise if it resolves. So gotta play 3. One case, similar to Jokel, we play more if we could, but now it's down to 1. This card was actually kind of glued to my hand a lot throughout the event. I always had it when I needed it. Yeah, it's a great card. Next up, the Crestron spells and traps. We got 3 inclusion. Love the super rare. I'm so glad this is back at 3. It should have never gone to 1 in the first place. They could have hit the K9 cards first, like realistically. The K9 cards are what's broken. The Crystron cards, they're strong, but they're also like pretty fair on their own. But this card is so custom, right? I mean, it just does so much. And having it at 3 just really does give the deck the extra push that it needs in a grind game. And yeah, just amazing card, truly. And then you got to play the 1 cluster. It's a pop, it recycles. It's an amazing card. And yeah, I mean, if it stays on your field, you can just grind out against your opponent, really. For the hand trap lineup, we got 3 Fua, of course, best card in the game. 3 Ash. I went with 3 Bell and 3 Imperm. I almost never saw Imperm, but I was going back and forth between maining Imperm and maining Droplet. I just kind of decided to main Imperm mostly for the Crocea Radiant Typhoon matchup, and also for Arthalion when you're going second against Dracotail. I think I only saw it once, and I think I lost that game anyway, but such is life. And then to round out the main deck, Call By and Talents. I've cited these 2 cards in the past, but I think main decking them is pretty great. It's always, Called By especially, is always going to be live against Dracotail, whether you're going first or second. If you Called By Phimena, they kind of have a harder time pushing through. Talents, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Talents wasn't really that great. This card used to be just like absolutely broken. And I mean, it still reads good, right? I mean, I don't know, just like whenever I used it, it didn't really make a difference, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'd move it to the side or if I keep it in the main. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see in the future. Okay, for the extra deck, we got the 1 Clockwork Knight, the Platinum Gadget, the Armalar, and SP. These are all necessary. Clockwork Knight is just honestly such a great card. It's the card that Crestron needed prior to make it a kind of viable deck in the modern age of Yu-Gi-Oh! SP is SP, Platinum Gadget, similar to the Scrap Recycler. It just kind of enables you to play the game and get your combo popping off. And then Armalar, pretty necessary most of the time to enable your plays to get Spell Canceller online. That's it for the links. For the synchros, 1 Ellie Skelly and then 1 Don Dragstar. I know a lot of Crestron players have been cutting Dragstar. I don't really think that's correct. You can't always get to Spell Canceller, especially if you're under like Fualos or even Perulia. It's nice to kind of just end on Tristaros and then go into Dragster on your opponent's turn when they activate a card or effect. In one of my games versus the Dracotail matchup, I literally just had Dragster and Cluster online, and we both had like only between 0 to 2 cards in our hand for multiple turns, and I was playing like dragster cluster control until I could just kind of outgrind them, which was kind of crazy. So yeah, I'll never cut this from any sort of Crestron build. It's just so good, and I think it's mandatory because not all paths lead to spell canceller, especially if you get interrupted, you know, Ashed or Fuwood, especially. So yeah, I'm not cutting it. It's great. And then Ellie Skelly is also great, of course. And now for the XE's lineup, Riverstormer, part of the bridge to get from K9 to Crystron. Valon, this card overperformed, actually. I would Book of Moon in my Yummy Fiendsmith Horus pile matchup. Book of Moon, or use its effect to flip the Horus monsters, and then I would Tribute Summon using a K9 monster, sending Valon to the grave, and then pop the monster that I flipped. Yeah, I've thought about cutting this before for like a second Ripper, but it's honestly so good, even in this current format, I think. Just a great utility. Love this card. And then, of course, the Imperial Princess Quinquiri. You need it to get Spell Canceller on your fields. But then it just kind of sits there for the most part on your end board. Not that it really matters, because if you get Spell Canceller online, most of the time you kind of just win the game. But yeah, you need it if you want to play Spell Canceller. And then for the K9s, 1 Ripper, as I mentioned earlier, and 1 Jax. Jax is great. I wish I could play another Ripper, but I just think everything else in the extra deck really is necessary. Yeah, but Ripper's broken. It'll probably get banned someday. And then, of course, Nova Infinity, the true boss monster of Crestron. I just love this card, man. It's one of my favorites. Just a great Omni Negate, great inboard presence, and the artwork is just beautiful, truly. And then, of course, 1 Typhon, 1 Zeus. These are the only 2 cards in the extra deck that did not come up at all throughout the event, but I wouldn't cut them. I mean, having Typhon, if like you have Lupus in hand and then your opponent, you're going second, you have Lupus in hand, and then your opponent activates a card in hand or grave, a monster effect, go into Typhon on their turn is kind of crazy. And then you could also, on your turn, attack with Typhon and then go into Zeus, and then your Zeus is untargetable. It's just kind of crazy. Didn't get to do that this weekend, but I wouldn't cut them. Now on to the side deck. So unfortunately, I only played 13 cards in my side deck this event. I don't usually do that. Obviously, you want to play as many cards as you can. I just left my double sleeves at home, and no one had extras. So the 2 cards that are missing were 2 Nib, but I didn't really wind up missing them anyway. So for the 13 side deck cards, we got 3 Droplet. I used to main this for Crestron, but now I just side it. It's great, this format, going first or second. Surprisingly great against Draco Tail, being able to use it to dodge Flame and to negate the Gulamel or any of their other fusions. And it also kind of helps, like if you have some Crystron cards in your hands that you want to dump, it's just kind of nice to get those out of your hand. Let's see. 3 Retaliating Sea. I sided this in against Draco Tail, never got to use it. I think I'll still keep it in, even though they have more ways to fuse. So we'll see what happens going forward. But it definitely, when I've played Draco Tail in the past and someone Retaliating Seed me, it was pretty annoying. So I think I'll keep it in for now. Let's see. 3 Perulia, didn't come up. I sighted all three in multiple times and just never saw it. But it's great against Radiant Typhoon, and it's also great in the mirror. Great against Vanquish Soul, or in really any K9 variant. So I think going into this next format, you gotta run it somewhere. Let's see. To Droll. Droll is still really good. I don't know. I think it was kind of a necessary evil. I don't really think it needed to get hit. It really does check a lot of combo decks. It checks this deck for sure. I did get drolled once, but my hand was gas, so I was able to play through. And then some more going first cards. One Foolish and one Solemn. Foolish is a great extender. It's also a one-card starter for pure Crestron lines. And Solemn is Solemn. We'd play more if we could, but it is banned. But yeah, the deck felt great. I think I'll continue to play it for a while in the Burst Protocol format. We'll see what happens until the next ban list. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.